We welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina tonight for an old rivalry. It's Charlotte Christian, the Knights, taking on the Providence Day Chargers, one of the elite programs in the state of North Carolina. And hi, everyone. We welcome you to our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Kendall Lewis alongside Charlie Hitt with you tonight on BahakelSports.com. Charlie, these two schools separated by about a half a mile on the same road. It's always fun when these two get together. A rivalry like no other. And for Charlotte Christian, it all starts with Sydney Fox. 28 goals, 11 ground balls. Does a little bit of everything for this team.
Absolutely. Well, you said it. The name of the game is the rivalry. And it's been going on for a long time. They're known here as the school down the road. And no matter the team, no matter the record, it's always going to be a good game and a very competitive game between Charlotte Christian and Providence Day.
All right, let's take a look at our player to watch for Providence Day tonight. We could have taken our pick, the Chargers at 3-4 on the year. Marlo Stewart, 20 goals, 6 assists. Chargers really work around her. They've got plenty of weapons, plenty of options. Nicole Donahue, the head coach, does an excellent job with this program. And pay attention to number 7 tonight for the Chargers. She'll certainly make some things happen.
Well, she will. She's a leader on this team. She's a big part of the offense and defense.
Charlotte Christian in those road blue unis tonight. They've got the white letters, white numbers as we await the opening draw between these two teams. Our first women's lacrosse game of the season on BahakelSports.com. Again, folks, we've got high school baseball, softball, lacrosse coming your way all spring long here on BahakelSports.com. This is the first of 2 meetings between these two teams. They'll meet again at Charlotte Christian just down the road a few weeks from now. That should be a fun matchup as well. We were set to begin at 5:15, running a few minutes late. You get a look at Charlotte Christian 5-1 on the season. Interesting program, just 4 years old is this program, and they have continued to get better each and every year. Olivia McCarrick, the head coach who played college lacrosse, has done a great job building this program up from the ground up. Nicole Donahue, as we told you, is the head coach for Providence Day. Does a terrific job. Started the Charlotte Style club team here in Charlotte. And Providence Day, team that has sent multiple players to the college level over the years, even reaching a state championship, has continued to become one of the more dominant programs in the state of North Carolina. All right, for draw control, here to start things off for these two teams, we mentioned Charlotte Christian in the blue, Providence Day in the white. Glad you're tuned in with us. Finally ready to go. Sydney Fox, the freshman, going up against Lucy Dyer, the junior, for Providence Day. And the Chargers will work on offense first. From straight away, pulling it back away is Marlo Stewart. We highlighted in the open, 20 goals, number 7 in white. I was talking with Coach Donahue earlier today. The Chargers always moving on offense. Watch this. Anytime on a set, they're picking, cutting. Stewart tries to bounce her. It's wide left.
Well, I think that's a good shot by Marlo Stewart. She got the look she wanted, but it was just a little bit far left.
Coach Donahue was talking about, Stewart does so much. He's a great feeder. Here's the spin, trying to work is Jane Updike, and gets it rolling for the Chargers. PD on the board first in the opening minutes.
Well, nice job there by Jane Updike. She's being aggressive, and this is what we saw a couple days ago from her. She split the defense. Really nice move inside by Jane Updike, and a good way to start the game for the Chargers.
So just like that, Providence Day on the board first in the first of 2 meetings between the Chargers and the Knights. If you weren't with us at the top of the broadcast, we told you that Charlotte Christian, just a program that is 4 years old. And a whistle comes in. Contact along the crease area. This is going to set up a free position opportunity for Marlo Stewart. Stewart bounces this one in, and back-to-back goals for the Chargers. Well, Charlie, you mentioned it. Marlo was going to be a big factor tonight, and there she is with her 21st goal of the season.
Well, she sure is, and that's our second shot of the game. You're seeing the aggressiveness from her, taking a leadership stance on this team and really taking control of this game early.
Well, and that's one thing we've seen from the Chargers all season long is their ability to capitalize on free position opportunities, now 1-for-1 here early in this one tonight. We mentioned both of these coaches, interesting backgrounds. They both played at the collegiate level. Nicole Donahue playing her college lacrosse at James Madison. Coach McCarrick at Gordon College up in Massachusetts. Both bringing that collegiate experience to the sidelines in these two programs.
Well, you can see it. Both of these teams play very smart. Right now, Providence Day is being very patient in this game, and we've seen it from Charlotte Christian this season as well.
Coach Donahue says we love an up-tempo style of play. Everyone has got to be moving, dodging to the right side, and now working it behind the cage. Chargers will hit the reset button. He had 2 goals, Updike and Stewart getting things started for the Chargers. Off-balance shot. This one goes wide, and the Chargers will try and reset. Good feed, and the score. Let's take a second look. Libby Barron, the sophomore, getting involved, and now 3 different Chargers have found the back of the net.
Well, I think the key to this good start by Providence Day so far is winning the faceoffs. We didn't see that a lot on Tuesday night in their loss, but so far they've taken control at center field, and they've been on offense for the majority of the game.
Yeah, draw controls are huge for these two teams. Charlotte Christian going to make a change. It's Agnema who will be on the draw this time up against Lucy Dyer. It's funny, Coach Donahue just raving about Lucy Dyer and Marlo Stewart, is saying those two just feed off one another, and the Chargers win another draw here in this one with 9.5 left to play in the first. They'll try to build this one from the back. Down the near sideline. And a shove in the back, whistle, and contact comes in. A foul against Agnema.
Yellow card of the night.
And there's going to be a yellow card issued on Charlotte Christian. So Agnema will head to the penalty area here with 8:56 to go in the first. We'll see what the Chargers can do here. Again, just jumping on teams. A tough non-conference schedule this year. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the broadcast. Coach Donahue really challenging her group early on. Dyer surveys the field, flips it back Thompson. Rolling is Updike. And another yellow card is issued. We'll take a second look. This time it's going to go against Caroline Catanese, one of their seniors.
2-player advantage for the Chargers.
So a 2-player advantage now for Providence Day here, Charlie.
For sure, and I think this is a golden opportunity that does not come along very often, and Providence Day is going to really have to take advantage of this.
Updike leaves it off. Little miscommunication. This one hits the turf. Picked back up. They'll reset with Thompson. Updike surveys. They work it inside. Good feed. And this one zips right past for the fourth goal.
Charger goals.
And Providence Day just continues to build on their lead here in the first. And it's Campbell Stewart that time, the freshman.
Campbell Stewart for the Chargers at 8:39.
How about this? 4 different Chargers have found the back of the cage, Charlie. And still early in the first.
Well, that's definitely a key for the Chargers, getting everybody involved here early. Really nice way to start off the game. I don't think Coach Donahue could have asked for a better start, especially with that range in scoring.
Here's the draw control again, and it's one off the one hop to Marlo Stewart. Coach Donahue talked about that earlier today with me and said, look, you know, Lucy Dyer handles most of the draws in another goal. How about that? Just zipping it into the back of the cage. And it's Alex Emery, the junior, getting involved this time.
Yeah, and she's a very smart player. You see her facilitating the offense a lot. She's a great passer, but really nice job there, being aggressive and getting the shot that she wanted.
Yeah, going back to Lucy Dyer that you see right there on your screen, Coach Donahue was talking about Dyer's going to handle most of the draws for this team, but usually with those quick, strong hands can get it to Marlo Stewart. So Stewart actually has that statistic at the top if you look at the Chargers' box stats this year. But Lucy Dyer, incredible junior that you're going to see playing at the next level, the collegiate level, coming up here in a couple of seasons, no question about it.
And how about 17 goals for her already?
Yeah. Not too shabby. Here's Stewart, dangerous in the open field. Chargers going to reset again on the left wing. And there's a whistle that comes in against the Knights. This has been a tough start. We saw 2 players in the penalty area. Chargers with a 2-player advantage going back to about the 8.5-minute mark. They work it underneath the cage. Swinson, good decision maker, works it inside, little shovel. And a whistle comes in again.
Knights are 1 player down.
And now Charlotte Christian is going to be another player down. This is the 3rd yellow card we've seen.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty obvious that Charlotte Christian is not playing with as much discipline as they would want to. 3 yellow cards in the first. Less than 5 minutes of the ballgame is not what you want to see.
This one hits the turf. It's picked up on the ground ball by Thompson. Providence Day's just dominated possession so far in the first half. And we'll stop it again. Our officials
Knights now have a player advantage.
talking things over. So now Charlotte Christian has a player advantage, a penalty against Providence Day. Our clock continues to tick here, under 6.5 minutes left to play. If you weren't with us at the top, again, Providence Day in the white, Charlotte Christian in the blue. It's interesting, these 2 teams will play again in a few weeks. The Knights, just a 4-year-old program. We're going to talk about this as well, but they've actually got their program's first ever commit to play at the next level. That's Sophia Fair, who's heading to play at Anderson University out of the South Atlantic Conference, is a good defender, number 23 in blue. They've certainly had their hands full here in the first half with this potent offense that we're seeing for Providence Day. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt here with you on BahakelSports.com tonight. This one through the stick, hits the turf. Swinson gets it back. Here comes the pressure on Emery, who's already got a goal in the first.
Yeah, nice aggressiveness there by the Hawks by the Knights, on defense.
Yeah, a little bit different look now defensively here from Charlotte Christian.
Well, they're utilizing their player advantage and doubling the ball handler whenever Providence Day makes a pass. Good steal there.
On the turnover, picked up by Sydney Fox, who we highlighted in the open. They got to get her going. 28 goals on the season for the freshman. They build it from the back. Hitting the turf again. And now a whistle. And it goes against Charlotte Christian. Just when you thought Charlotte Christian may grab some momentum there, they give it right back to Providence Day. James racing into Knights territory. James dodging. James in the back of the cage. Coast to coast upfield for Rebecca James.
What an impressive play by Rebecca James. We saw that a couple nights ago. A few times she took it from one end of the field to the other, but that's the first time we've seen her score a goal there. That was very impressive. She did it all by herself.
And how about James? You think the Chargers aren't balanced? Everyone getting involved here in the first. 6-0 start for Providence Day. And out for draw control again. Lucy Dyer, as we mentioned, is so dangerous in that draw circle this year. Trying to hook up with Stewart just through the stick and collected on the clear attempt. A whistle comes in against PD. So Knights with possession. This is Ashley Agnima, the sophomore. And the Knights really have struggled for possession and struggled to maintain it again. It's been, the draw circle has been dominated by the Chargers, and they cause a turnover here.
Well, you said it. It all starts at the draw circle.
Yep.
That's where Charlotte Christian is getting obliterated. We have a yellow card here, it looks like.
That's our fourth yellow card in the first.
You don't see that very often.
So the Chargers are a player up with just under 3.5 minutes left to go. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt, glad to have you tuned in with us tonight on BahakelSports.com. This is our first women's lacrosse broadcast on this Bahakel Sports Game of the Week package, and we hope to bring you plenty more. Of course, we've had some men's lacrosse on our network the last couple of weeks. Emery feeds it, and then another goal for Providence Day, and it's Lucy Dyer, her second.
Scoring for the Chargers, number 5, Lucy Dyer. Sign of the goal, 3:33
Right place, right time. Dyer, the Swiss Army knife for Providence Day.
Yeah, she's been very impressive all season long. I talked about it earlier. 17 goals. That makes it 18 already. She's been on the face-off, on the draw for Providence Day all game long. She's been winning that. Good to see her score a goal there. And it starts here for Charlotte Christian. If they can start winning these draws and keep being aggressive, but no yellow cards.
Goes right to Marlo Stewart, who's the William and Mary commit. That's where she's headed to play her college lacrosse. And the Chargers going to work on offense again. Alex Emery, number 1 in white, at the top. Has a goal already. This one hits the turf. Emery gets to it. They'll try to work again in the attacking third. Oh, good find on the doorstep and the finish.
Charger goal scoring for the Chargers, number 26, Caroline Swinson.
Caroline Swinson, an excellent cut on the feed from Emery.
Well, that was a great cut. You said it, by Caroline Swinson, but I think the feed by Alex Emery was more impressive. That was a tough find for Emery. She put it perfectly for Caroline Swinson right in front of the goal. Providence
Day runs just beautiful offense. You're seeing it on display. We kind of touched on it early on. I was talking with Coach Donahue about the play style, what she wants every year, what she expects, and she said, look, obviously the personnel is going to change year to year, but everyone is going to be moving, picking, cutting. That time Swinson with an excellent cut, and they found her on the doorstep. She finished it off for the Chargers. Stewart on the spin cycle. Collects another goal.
Scoring for the Chargers, her second goal of the game, number 7, Marlo Stewart.
How about that for the William and Mary commit? Marlo Stewart.
For the Chargers at 2:27.
Well, that's just too easy for Marlo Stewart. She got the feed from her sister. Simple spin move, put her right in front of the goal and put it in. She's been impressive all year long. She came into this game with 20 goals and 6 assists, leading the way for the Chargers, as they find themselves up 9-0 just under 10 minutes into the game.
Back to the draw control. This one picked up by the Knights of Charlotte Christian, Agnima. They quickly get it to Kennedy Burns, who's a freshman. The Knights trying to work, looking for something on offense here. Catanese cradles it in her stick.
Well, Charlotte Christian is not a bad team. They came into this 5-1. They find themselves down big here early, but it starts on the draw, and you see them. They won the draw. Now they're on offense, and we have to see if they can execute here. This is their second real opportunity of the game.
Whistle and contact against Providence Day. Well, the Chargers faithful didn't like that one. But an opportunity here for the Knights. Agnima works it inside. Good spin away from traffic from Sydney Fox, who's a dangerous player for the Knights. And more whistles come in. Foul against Lucy Dyer. Coach Donahue says has the best stick on the team. Oh, shot on the rebound that time. What a save. Quick hands. Brewster, who has been so good for Providence Day this year. We're going to talk about her. Bridget Brewster, one of the top goalies in the state of North Carolina. someone you're going to see at the next level in a few years as well. And a turnover.
Here's James coming down the field again.
James, the flick upfield for Stewart. This is Campbell Stewart, the sister. And the first comes to a close. How about 9 goals for the Chargers in dominating fashion over their rival? We'll be right back on BahakelSports.com. We welcome you back to our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Providence Day, a 9-0 lead at the end of one. We'll take a look at some highlights, a balanced scoring attack. Everyone seems to be getting involved for the Chargers. And you see Marlo Stewart, this was her first goal. Had a couple in that first, but took advantage of the free position opportunity. And the ball movement, exceptional for the Chargers there in the first as they take a commanding lead.
Well, we saw 8 different Chargers score in that first quarter out of their 9 goals. Very impressive getting everyone involved, like you said.
There was Rebecca James taking it coast to coast from one end of the field to the other for a goal. And how about Lucy Dyer, who is so dangerous in the draw circle with a goal, and then an excellent cut there from Caroline Swinson. Alex Emery with that nice feed on the goal beforehand, and there's Marlo Stewart. She was the only Charger that had multiple goals in the first. And how about this stop from Brewster, one of the top goalies in the state of North Carolina as well. Charlotte Christian just virtually had no looks in that first. And this is where it starts right here, struggling to win the draw control. Agnima picks it up for Charlotte Christian, and we're underway in the second. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt, here with you on BahakelSports.com. Sydney Fox has 28 goals on 49 shots for Charlotte Christian this year. And it's interesting just, to tell you how well the Providence Day offense played in that first. Coming in, as we mentioned, Charlotte Christian 5-1 as they work it inside along the doorstep. Catherine Taylor, the goalie for Charlotte Christian, had over a 50% save percentage. And if so many looks from close range, and you got a free position opportunity for Charlotte Christian here. racing in. There's the first goal for the Knights, and it comes from Sydney Fox.
Well, who else? Sydney Fox.
No goal.
No goal. Wave it off. Wow. Knights were ready to celebrate, and the official came in, will wave the goal off, and unfortunately they can't capitalize, and missing from close range was Shakan wide on the bouncer. Just a golden opportunity, though, going back for Charlotte Christian off the free position, Charlie.
Well, it sure was. That was their best opportunity to score that they've had in this game. And it starts with the draw. You know, they've been losing them all game long, but they won it there. And their offense played pretty well on that possession.
Chargers another cause turnover, and they turn defense into offense on another goal from Caroline Swinson.
Well, that's already her second in the game. She's aggressive. She knows what she's doing. She's a very smart player, and that's a really good look. Marlo Stewart on the assist there, and the Chargers keep doing what they're doing.
That's Swinson's 8th goal this season for the Chargers. And back for the draw is Agnema against Lucy Dyer, the junior that is a high academic student, certainly going to play at the next level as well as uncommitted. Of course, as we told you, Stewart and Dyer, two talented juniors. This Providence State program going to be good again next year. Here's Sydney Fox. Ball hits the turf, but a whistle first. Charlotte Christian, unfortunately, what looked like would be their first goal could not capitalize on the free position.
Well, that's another sloppy play right there.
Yeah, Jackson couldn't lasso it in, and it's picked up by Marlo Stewart. Here's Stewart on the run, a foot race, feeds it inside, and a nice save.
Saved by Catherine Taylor.
Catherine Taylor, who we mentioned coming into this match, had over a 50% save percentage, makes the stop for the Knights.
Well, that's going to be key for Charlotte Christian. If they want to cut into this lead for Providence Day, it starts on defense. And Catherine Taylor is doing exactly what she needs to do right there.
Hansen, through contact, is tripped up. Knights back on offense. This is Sydney Fox. Again, 28 goals on 49 shots this year, 13 in blue. Lexi Van Hoy possesses. They want to get Fox in those one-on-one situations here. She's pressured, gives it up. A pick. This one checked away. It's on the turf. And back comes Providence Day with tempo. Lucy Dyer. And a whistle will set up a free position opportunity for Providence Day. They are 1 for 1 today on free position shots.
Nice save.
And what a save by Taylor. Again, back-to-back saves, Charlie.
That's really impressive. You're seeing that over 50% save rate skill come into play here. Looks like we have a player down.
And you look at those 9 goals in the first, a lot of those were from close range, right on top of Taylor's. We've got a Charger shaken up. Down on the field, they'll stop play. This is Reese Updike. We've got a couple of sister combos on both teams in this one. You've got the Updike sisters. That's Reese who's down. As the trainers come out and tend. Here at the 5:51 mark of the second. We told you about Providence Day and how Coach Donahue's done an incredible job in her 4th year as the head coach, and that's a good sign right there, the fact that Reese is up on her feet, trying to walk it off over to the Chargers sideline.
Yo, that's good to see there. Her sister coming over to comfort her.
Well, and a lot of these players, especially for Providence Day, playing club lacrosse now. And that's something that I think lacrosse, you go back 10, 20 years ago, certainly the sport heavy up north, but it's trickled down south. Going back to Nicole Donahue, the head coach for Providence Day, she started the Charlotte style, which is one of just 2 club teams. And most of their tournaments, as she was saying, are up north, but has been pivotal, as well as Coach McCarrick of Charlotte Christian, in growing the sport, especially in the Charlotte metro area.
Well, you love to see that. More opportunities for high school and middle school athletes to play the sport they love, no matter the region, no matter the location.
Shot was wide, and Taylor gets to it. Catherine Taylor had back-to-back stops just a moment ago. Can't clear this one. Stewart takes it away. Stewart, oh, crafty! Finds the back of the cage over the shoulder. Are you kidding me?
What a move by Marlo Stewart. That was fancy.
You might see that one. We could nominate SC Top 10 calibers. You get a second look.
With great awareness by her, getting the steal from Taylor. Man, that was a crafty goal by Marlo Stewart. And it's her 3rd of the game already.
The William and Mary commit adds to her goal total on the season. 23 goals now for the Chargers, an 11-0 lead here on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Folks, we want to remind you that tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances, your outdoor kitchen and tailgate headquarters. And by Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Last but not least, Charlotte's hometown legal team, the Downer Law Firm. Once again, if you're injured, be sure to call the Downer Law Firm. 11-0 start for the Providence Day Chargers in this one, just in dominating fashion. Of course, we knew the rivalry, the implications with these 2 teams coming in just a half a mile apart. Marlo Stewart, who's heading to play at the Division I level with 3 goals already. A 3-sport athlete here at Providence Day High School. And there's a look at Charlotte Christian, a program that has made great strides, just 4 years. And as we mentioned, they got their program's first ever college commit to play at the next level in lacrosse. That's Sophia Fair, who's heading to play at Anderson University in South Carolina earlier this year. Coach McCarrick was saying, look, you know, we are slowly but surely just building upon the records and building upon our goals and what we hope to accomplish here. She started the program back in 2020. And Charlie, you and I were just talking about how lacrosse, especially on the women's side, it's growing down south more and more each and every year.
Well, it sure is, and you love to see that Charlotte Christian built the program, recently, and that this team is doing well this year, 5-1 so far. They're having a tough game today, but on the season they've been doing really well, and a lot of their best players are underclassmen. So this program is only going up from here. You see number 13, Sydney Fox, Ashley Agnema. Two of their best players are freshmen and sophomores.
This is Jane Updike to handle the draw that time, but won by Agnema. Dangerous pass. It was knocked to the turf and then picked up by the Chargers. Clock moving here, just over 4.5 left to play in the second. Stewart the feed inside. And Catherine Taylor answers again for Charlotte Christian.
Well, she's been playing well this quarter. 3 saves already. She allowed that 1 goal by Marlo Stewart, but for the most part, she's been playing really well.
Ground ball picked up. Pushing forward is Fox. Sydney Fox, just a freshman. Didn't have the numbers. She'll halt. The Knights will try to set something up here on offense. This is Catanese surveying. Gets it inside on the shot. Quick hands. And deflected away again by Brewster.
Good defense by the Chargers. There is going to be a penalty, though.
And was it inside of the crease? The question, yes, and it's going to set up another free position opportunity. Remember, Charlotte Christian bounced it in. It was waved off on their first free position opportunity. Hansen had it checked away, bounces right to Catanese.
Well, good job retaining the possession by the Knights. They can't come up empty-handed here.
Good defense by the Chargers. With Providence Day in all facets tonight, just clicking, causing turnovers. How about Sydney Fox? Trying to move quickly are the Knights. It's picked back up by Campbell Stewart.
Yeah, that was a tough pass by Sydney Fox. I think she could have waited and found something better. Here goes Marlo Stewart down the other side.
Marlowe with options. Trying to drop it inside. It's on the turf. 50-50 ball. Who's going to pick it up? Piper Fair, the sister of Sophia, with the ground ball 1 for the Knights. Numbers for Charlotte Christian. Bobbled momentarily, and the Knights get on the board. Ashley Agnema with the first goal of the game for Charlotte Christian.
Well, you love to see that by Agnema. She's being aggressive. One of their best players. She's only a sophomore. And she puts Charlotte Christian on the board here in the second quarter.
Agnema's been a pivotal part of their start this year. We talked about for Charlotte Christian, 5 wins, 5-1 coming into tonight. Agnema, 27 goals now on her 40 shots on the season. That's pretty efficient, I'd say, especially 6 games in for the Knights and just 1:05 left to go in the second. Kendall Lewis and Charlie Hitt here with you on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. We hope to bring you more lacrosse this year on BahakelSports.com.
Some good patient offense by the Chargers. We haven't seen this in a while. They've been in a lot of fast break type plays recently.
Sinhauser trying to bully her way inside. Whistle comes in against the offense. 2 seconds. And it's going to tick off here in the first half. Providence Day, 9 goals in the first quarter, just 2 in the second. They've got an 11-1 lead over Charlotte Christian. Here at halftime, we'll take a break on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. We'll be right back to recap the first half after this. Tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances, your outdoor kitchen and tailgate headquarters. Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And last but not least, Charlotte's hometown legal team. That's the Downer Law Firm. If you're injured, be sure to call the Downer Law Firm. And now it's time for the Downer Law Firm halftime report here on BahakelSports.com. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt, dominating performance from Providence Day. 9 goals in the first quarter. They lead 11-1. We're going to take another break. We've got the second half coming up here shortly. 10-goal lead for Providence Day over Charlotte Christian, 11-1 here at halftime on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt with you tonight on BahakelSports.com. We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights. It started out 10 straight goals, 9 of those scored in the first quarter, Charlie, in Providence Day just clicking on all cylinders.
Well, they sure are, and it's not just one player, it's the whole team. 8 different Chargers scored a goal in the first half. Very impressive with an 11-1 lead.
We saw it, as he mentioned, 8 of the first 9 goals were from different players for the Chargers. You get a look at this. Rebecca James from one end of the field to the other on the bouncer that lands in the back left corner. Providence Day getting contributions from everyone. Just a balanced attack. Marlo Stewart with 3 goals in the first half of the Chargers. And you take a look here at Stewart going to work inside. That time and finishing it off. And a couple of excellent saves from Brewster in the first half of play for the Chargers as well. And then how about Marlo Stewart again? That one might be an SC top 10 caliber nominee. And how about Charlotte Christian? Much better in the second quarter than in the first. Of course, they gave up those 9 goals in the first. They scored in the second quarter from Ashley Agnima, but also limited Providence Day to just 2 goals in that second quarter.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, is the defense that they played. And it starts right here with the draw. And then the offensive execution needs to be there for Christian in the second half. But it may sound crazy, but they're not out of this game. I mean, we saw Providence Day a couple days ago almost come down from a 9-1 deficit at halftime. We'll see if Charlotte Christian can do it from 11.
Now, Providence Day, as we mentioned, we'll talk about their schedule a little bit as well, too. Coming in, Coach Donahue does an incredible job with the program, but especially challenging this team early in the season. Free position here early for the Chargers. Dyer steps in, and Taylor knocks it down.
Well, good save there by Taylor. We saw her really step it up in the second quarter. Had 3 saves there, only allowed 2 goals compared to 9 in the first, and a good start for her here in the second half.
One of those losses for Providence Day was Charlotte Latin, a team that is a staple in the state of North Carolina each and every year, and Providence Day able to play Latin within 6, 16-10. That was the final score on Tuesday. That's a program along with, you think about like Cardinal Gibbons out of Raleigh, who's always a top-tier program. Coach Donahue was, of course, not into moral victories, but was certainly happy with the way that her team competed in that game, a Latin team that's got Division I talent all over the field.
For sure, and that game was much closer than the scoreboard says. They were down 9-1 at half, like I mentioned, and then made it 13-10 there late in the fourth quarter. But then Charlotte Latin came right back and scored 3 straight goals to ice it.
It's loose. Finally picked up by the Chargers. Emery already has an assist in this one. Give her another. On the feed inside to Lucy Dyer.
Charger goal.
Well, that was a great shot by Lucy Dyer. Nice pass by Alex Emery, a little bit behind Dyer. But Lucy Dyer worked her way around 3 different defenders for a nice goal.
Dyer from Emery for the Chargers.
Dyer against Agnima here for the draw.
That is Dyer's second goal of the game.
It was interesting. We were talking about Lucy Dyer earlier. She's going to be a kid that you're going to see at the next level as well, and going to have plenty of options. She's got a ton of offers right now. Is undecided about where she'll attend college. Of course, she's only a junior. She's got plenty of time. Really wants to go to one of the top, a high academic school. Excellent student here at Providence Day. Weaving inside, and Dyer again, right on cue, makes it back-to-back for the Chargers.
Scoring for the Chargers, their third goal of the game and a hat trick. Number 5, Lucy Dyer. Dyer for the Chargers, third goal of the game.
Well, and that's just too easy for Lucy Dyer. Her third goal of the game, and second here in the second half. She's been controlling the draws, and she's extending it to the offensive end of the field. Really nice game for her today.
Coach Donahue raved about this kid earlier today, Lucy Dyer, that got some swag when she works it inside like we just saw right there. Give her a hat trick, 3 goals, along with Marlo Stewart. What a nice 1-2 punch the Chargers have with those two this year.
And they're both juniors, too. They'll be returning next year. How about that?
Well, Providence Day, don't let the record fool you. We mentioned coming into this one 3-4. That schedule was brutal to start the year. You're going to see Providence Day, I think, make a deep run at the end of this season. Agnima from underneath the cage floats it. Van Hoy calls turnover. Another takeaway for the Chargers. Pushing forward. Here comes Providence Day. Nothing there. Good spin from Campbell Stewart. They'll work it back outside. Here's Marlo Stewart, very crafty. Works it back underneath again. Shakan, nowhere to go. Keeps it in her stick, floats it over the top. Emery will pull it away, finds Stewart on the cut and the finish. Textbook.
Fourth goal of the game, number 7, Marlo Stewart.
Fourth goal of the game for Marlo Stewart. Third assist of the game for Alex Emery.
Well, I've mentioned it here a couple times already, but Alex Emery is a very good passer. You said it, her third assist of the game. She's smart, she's patient, she reads the defense very well, and that time she found Marlo Stewart in a perfect place for Marlo's fourth goal of the game as well.
Alex Emery, with 3 assists, is another junior, is back again next year. And I was talking with Coach Donahue. Alex Emery has torn her ACL 3 times. You talk about a kid that has faced adversity and battled injuries throughout her career, and yet continues to play at such a high level and continues to battle back each and every time for this Providence Day team.
Well, one thing that Alex has mentioned to me before is that she hasn't really she hasn't had a healthy offseason in her entire high school career. She's looking forward to that this upcoming offseason. And it's impressive that she's still out there on the field and playing as well as she is. It speaks volumes to her character, her perseverance, and she's a great player out there on the field.
Agnima to Fox. Dangerous pass. Somehow Van Hoy comes down with it, and Brewster's there to answer the bell again. And successful clear.
Well, how about these goalies here in the second half? Both of them with some nice saves so far.
Ciccoletti with the flip up to Campbell Stewart. Updike streaking in, and a whistle came in before the shot. This is going to set up free position for Providence Day. And Jane Updike, who had the first goal of the game, misfires up high.
Well, here's an opportunity for Charlotte Christian. They have not had many today. Good pressure by the Chargers here.
So Providence Day will get it back. Marlo Stewart surveys the field. Working it inside. Nice dodge for Campbell Stewart. It sure creates a little separation and picks up a goal.
Campbell Stewart, their second goal of the game.
Give her 6 goals on the year.
And assisted by her older sister, Marlo. It's a cool play there.
Yeah, we talked about the sister connections in this game. You've got the Stewart sisters in Marlo and Campbell. You've got Reese and Jane Updike on Providence Day. You look at Charlotte Christian, Piper Fair, Sophia Fair in this one here tonight.
We have 2 Taylors. I'm not sure if they're
2 Taylors that are also related. You're exactly right. Yep.
That's 4. Wow.
Yeah, not too often you see 4 sister connections in the same game, 2 on each team. Here's Sydney Fox. Good fake. Fox. Nice move to draw the contact. And she's going to get rewarded with free position opportunity here for Charlotte Christian. Catanese pressured. Van Hoy being pushed away. Pressured. Nearly turned it over. Knights maintain possession. Fox off the top of the cage. And Charlotte Christian will try to build it from behind the cage here.
Nice defense by the cage there.
Fox likes going to that right side, and she had a clean look, just a little bit high. Agnima, who's got the only goal for the Knights in this one tonight, trying to make her move. Catanese pressured, had it checked free. She got it back, and then a whistle against Rebecca James. And Providence Day makes another stand defensively in this one, the final 23 seconds of the third quarter.
Well, they've been great on defense, and the scoreboard reflects it. 1 goal allowed. They've been great, and it starts from the draws. We've said it multiple times, but that's really how you win these games in lacrosse.
This one just through the stick of Swenson. Couldn't quite lasso it in. It hits the turf. Picked up, but that's going to do it for the third. It is all Providence Day in this one on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. We welcome you back to BahakelSports.com. Providence Day, Charlotte Christian doing battle here tonight. It has been all Chargers as we take a look at some highlights. Alex Emery, that time finding Lucy Dyer. That was a nice play. Emery's got 3 assists on the game. Dyer's got a hat trick. Marlo Stewart has a hat trick and then some. 4 goals in this when you get a look at number 7 in white. The William and Mary commit is only a junior. Has been the Swiss Army knife for the Chargers. Now, Providence Day has certainly looked the part tonight here in this one. We mentioned coming off of a loss to Charlotte Latin, but that is one of the top programs in the state. As Charlie was alluding to earlier, it was a 16-10 final score, but it was much closer than that, especially through 3 quarters. I think if you're Coach Donahue, you got to like, regardless of what the overall record looks like to this point, you got to like the way your team is playing, the way your team's defending.
For sure. Well, you said the schedule's been hard for Providence Day. And Charlotte Latin is no easy start to the conference. And you're seeing their skill right here against Charlotte Christian, who, by the way, is also not a bad team at all. Marlo Stewart, Lucy Dyer, leading the way. They've got a deep team, and they're very connected. They play well together, and they're still young. A lot of them are going to come back next year as well.
A whistle here in the first 17 seconds of the fourth.
How much is the average?
Charlotte Christian's lone goal tonight has been from Ashley Agnema. Good feed inside, the bouncer, yes! Just as I say that, the Knights find the back of the cage. We'll take a second look. Credit Fox with the assist. And the bouncer shot in. We mentioned Agnema with her second goal of the game, but we mentioned earlier Charlotte Christian, regardless of the score, they've done some good things tonight. They got behind early again, 10 unanswered goals to start this game for Providence Day. Excuse me, 11 unanswered goals to start this game for Providence Day before Charlotte Christian finally got on the board in the second, but they did limit PD to just 2 goals in the second. They were much better defensively in that one, but Chargers have just dominated on draw control tonight and dominated possession for this game.
Well, they sure have. And when they've been winning the draws, that gives them a lot more offensive opportunities than the Knights, and that's affected the entire game because Charlotte Christian eventually, a few minutes into the first quarter and then second quarter and third quarter, they just weren't able to keep up with the Chargers.
Free position opportunity coming for the Chargers. This one bounces wide left. And just like that, the Chargers able to strike again. Take a second look here.
Scoring for the Chargers, their 3rd goal of the game and the hat trick, number 2, Campbell Stewart.
So how about both the Stewart sisters with a hat trick tonight?
We don't see that very often. It's an impressive feat.
We talked about it. We've got 4 different sibling combos between these 2 teams tonight. And Marlo and Campbell Stewart have combined for 7 of the Providence Day 16 goals. Kendall Lewis and Charlie Hitt with you on Bahakel Sports. We're glad you're tuned in to us. This has been a beautiful evening for high school lacrosse. Of course, winds were a factor early on, but the sun's been out early start for this one at 5:15 because Providence Day's got a soccer game on this field coming up after this one. And a whistle before the shot.
No goal.
Wave the goal off. Clock will continue to run again when you're over 10 or more goals on the deficit. So we've got that running clock here as well in the fourth quarter that was activated by Providence Day. They clear this one out, far side of the field. Racing forward. Knights looking for a quick shot. Little give and go back to Ignema, the sophomore. And draws contact. So Ignema on free position. We'll try to capitalize here with 7:02 left to play. Ignema dumps it off and in. She's got all 3 goals for the Knights.
Her third goal of the game and a hat trick. Number 7, Ashley Ignema. Ignema with her third.
Well, that was really impressive. She had a lot of space on that shot there, but she was patient. She took her time. I was expecting her to take the shot much earlier, but we'll watch on the replay. She waited all the way until she got almost parallel with the goal and took that shot and hit it. Impressive game for her. All 3 goals for Ashley Ignema. 23 assists on the season, and that'll make it 28 goals as well.
Fox changing hands, maintains possession. Again, this was an 11-0 start. It's been 5-3 since that point early on in the first quarter. This is something that, Charlotte Christian can look back on the second meeting with these two teams in a few weeks.
Well, yeah, I think the second matchup between these two teams is going to look a lot different. The second meeting is never like the first. Charlotte Christian will come out being much more competitive, and I think these last 5.5 minutes are going to really affect how the Knights play in the next game that they have on their schedule and then their next matchup against Providence Day.
(16-3) the score. Providence Day with dominating performance tonight at home. Officials say play on. Picked up by the Knights. Here's Fox. Fox had a shot back in the third quarter that went off the top part of the cage and ricochet. Good pass to Van Hoy. They'll try to feed this one over the top. Brewster, who Coach Donahue said has some of the quickest hands she's seen in about 10 years. Her potential through the roof on the player that she could be is certainly a goalie you're going to see playing college lacrosse, I believe, in a few years.
Well, I agree with you, and she's had a really nice game today. Allowing just 3 goals is really impressive, especially in a lacrosse game. So I'll be interested to see how she plays here in the next few years. She's off to a great start, no doubt.
Interesting time of the afternoon where that shade kind of comes in on the bottom part of this field. You saw it right there. It looked as if the Knights kind of lost sight of where it was. It hits the turf. Agnima will go back to work for Charlotte Christian. Good cut inside in the finish. And there she is, Sydney Fox. Her 29th goal of the season.
That was really impressive. There was 4 Charger defenders around her and the goalie. And she managed to get that ball in the goal. You know, that takes a lot of skill. And good to see Sydney on the scoreboard here for Charlotte Christian. Their 4th goal of the game.
We're under 3 minutes left to go. Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt. We're glad you've been tuned in with us tonight, and we're happy to bring you women's lacrosse here on Bahakel Sports. We've got spring sports in the Charlotte Metro all this month and, of course, into May. We've already gotten our soccer coverage off and running this year for sure. We've got high school baseball, softball, some other stuff coming your way as well. And for Providence Day, they'll play again 2 days from now on Saturday. That's against J.O. Mann High School right here at a 1 o'clock game. Charlotte Christian will continue out their schedule. Again, these two teams will meet again in a few weeks. And the shot up high. Knights will have to wait until next week. They'll play Cannon on the 9th. Next Wednesday. Final 55 seconds of this one.
And I think the Chargers are just going to hold it here. They do not need to take a shot.
And Taylor comes up with it for Charlotte Christian. Just a balanced attack tonight for Providence Day as the final 17 seconds tick off. Charlotte Christian going to try to strike again one last time. 5 seconds. Agnima, who has 3 of their 4 goals. And that's going to do it. Providence Day. Dominating performance, balanced across the board. And they just dominated the draw control tonight and maintained possession for the majority of this game. 16-goal performance for the Chargers. They win this one 16-4. For Kendall Lewis, Charlie Hitt, Brady Pugh, our producer, and the rest of our Bahakel Sports production crew, we say so long and good night from Providence Day School.